Welcome to the Reseller Spreadsheet. Here you can see the month of the year. I got a sale. I need to input some information. Let's see. Am I at the top of the page? It says 33. Oh, look at this. Some triangles. I know I'm at the top of the page when two triangles meet up. Here we go. Okay, I need to put in the date. I'm just going to double click on this column here and a date picker will open up. How convenient. I'm going to put in my eBay order number. Usually I just copy and paste this information from the eBay sales sheet. And I'm going to put in the title of the item I sold. Yellow socks. Here I'm going to put in the price it sold for. $14.99, not bad. I'm going to put in my transaction fees, my ad fees, the cost to ship the item out to the seller, and here I'm going to put in where I bought the item. I got it from Goodwill. Now I'm going to put in the date that I purchased the item. Let's see, I remember going on a sourcing trip in January, and when I bought the item, I put it on my Visa card. Now it's time to ship out the order. Over here I can see it's been 5 days since the sale came in. I definitely need to ship this out. I'm going to mail it via USPS. And here I'm going to put in my tracking number. But wait, my tracking number isn't on eBay yet. I'm going to come over here and check this box to remind myself that there's something I need to return to. I can check as many boxes as I want to come up with a workflow that works for me. What else is nifty about this spreadsheet? Well, there's also a done column. It's just another way to track something that I need to do. If you want to customize this column, you can do so really easily. You just come in here, click the edit button, and a bar pops up on the right. Here I can change the title of these drop-down options. Now this might be something I want to change if I have multiple stores. I'm going to come over here and change the heading of this row, of this column, to store. And over here, I'm going to write eBay, because I sell things on eBay. I'm going to write Etsy, and I've got another store as well, Poshmark. Oops. Let's see, I'm going to make the color of that bubble brown. And I'm going to come over here and click Done. Apply to all? Yes, I'm going to apply to all. I made these spreadsheets to be 1,000 rows long. That way, you don't have to come in and change too many things within the cells. Now you can see I can change this to eBay, Etsy, or Poshmark, and I can easily keep track of where my sales are coming from. Over here, there's a return column so that I can track my return flow. There's a to-do, a label sent to customer, customer shipped item, customer refunded, and merchant refunded me in case I decide I don't even want to try to sell those socks anymore. I just want to return them to Goodwill. If you scroll over to the right, there's a place where you can manually enter in return information with a date picker, the refund amount that you gave to the customer, and any adjustment to the cost of goods sold that you need to make. That gets summed up top right here, and you can enter this information in manually to your other expenses column up here. Now wait a minute, what's this stuff? Well, to the right, you've got all of the data coming in from the sheet below. You can see in January, I sold a total of 6 items. I had just one return, or I can get rid of that. 0 returns, my gross sales, and so on. And then down below, profit after other expenses. This is your total from the expenses that you put in manually in this column over here on the left. That way, you can get a better picture of where your profits are at per month. It also shows you average profit per item and your return on investment. If you want to see what your return on investment is per sale, you can see that right here. Just another way for you to easily keep track of what items you might want to pay more attention to and sell more of in your store. There's also a great way to track metrics embedded within the net sales column. You can see that if you made a negative amount on the sale, it'll come up as red. If the sale only profited about under $5, it'll come up as yellow. If the profit was over $5, it'll come up as black. And if the profit was over $50, it'll come up as blue. So the blue items might be ones that you want to focus on. Coming back up here to the table on top, you can put in recurring expenses. Like, I know that my eBay store subscription costs me $27.99 each month. So I'm going to go ahead and manually put that in. That way, when I'm coming into my sales spreadsheet every day, I can quickly glance at this section and see how much money I'm making. I can put in my returns, and this column right here, I can customize. I always use software every month, and I pay a subscription fee for that. So I'm going to go ahead and put that amount in here. I pay about $14 for software every month. Now it's automatically deducted it from here. The neat thing about this other column right here is that when you update it on the January sheet, it automatically changes it in all the other sheets. So this is a great way to track ongoing expenses. And this data, the data from these two counters, gets automatically tallied into your dashboard so that you can see your totals for the year. Here's your gross sales, your average sale amount, the number of sales you've had. Here it breaks it down by month. And over here, you can glance down and see what your running total is. This includes all of your other expenses, not just your expenses on the eBay or whatever selling platform you're using. Now wait a minute, where does all this information come from? Oh, look down here, your other expenses tab. Here's where you can put in expenses you have that aren't on the selling platform. For instance, I know that I bought a bunch of tape recently. Check my date picker, I got that on February for $14.99. And here I can categorize my expense so that tax time is a lot easier for me at the end of the year. Shipping supplies. Now wait a minute, the category I want isn't on here. If I want to change what category options are available in this drop-down bar, all I have to do is edit them in this column over here. Now, I've got a running total of my expenses, other expenses so far this year. And if I scroll over, it automatically categorizes them so that I can see how much I'm spending. And again, all of this information gets summed up by category and inputted over here. There's also a home office tab. Let's see, is this all there is on the worksheet? Oh, look, a drop down. Here I can put in information about my home office so that I can easily decide whether to take an itemized deduction or a simplified deduction. These are just estimates because I want a quick idea of which I should do. Let's see. I've got a really small flat. It's only 1,000 square feet. But out of that, my office is about 100 square feet. Looks like 10% of my office is used for business. 10% of my home, sorry. I operate my business 12 months out of the year. And my rent is about $700. My utilities are $100. Now I can look, and if I take an itemized deduction, it's $960. If I take a simplified deduction, it's $500. I decide I want to itemize. Now I can come down here and put in each one of my monthly expenses. Once again, the items will get tallied up over here, summed up in this sheet, and inputted into your dashboard for tax time. There's also a mileage log and a bonus dollar cost average inventory worksheet if you don't want to track your inventory on an individual basis and instead would rather get an average cost. For example, I do a lot of yard saling. I went yard sailing just last month. I spent $100 and I bought 50 items. Hey, average price per item is only $2. Not bad. So far, I've spent $140 on inventory for 70 items. So there's a couple other things that's really nifty about these sheets. Where am I in this sheet? Oh, look at this. I can look up here, and here's a triangle. I click on the triangle, and I'm automatically brought to the top of the sheet. That feature is on every single sheet in this spreadsheet. I've got places to put your sales for every single month of the year, and they all input into your yearly dashboard. Well, that about sums it up. I find this spreadsheet to be really useful and help me stay organized. When I input information little by little all year long, tax time isn't so overwhelming. I hope you find that it works for you as well. Thanks!